Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Wednesday. It is a quadruple header Let's Go Devils podcast Wednesday. Starting off with the Woo Report, episode 186, titled Devils Young Beef Coming Up. I'm your host, Sam Woo, streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. The Woo Report is back. I had the day off today, and I'm doing 4 podcasts. Programming note, 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll start the State of the Fan address presented by pucksandpitchforks.com with their editor-in-chief, Nick Villano, 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. Also, 6 p.m. Eastern tonight. I'm going bouncing around here, but that was the time change. 6 p.m. Eastern tonight, Game Day Live with Vinny Parisi. He's live on location somewhere in Wisconsin on vacation, giving you the game preview before the Devils take on the Toronto Maple Leafs in Toronto. And Devils After Dark. When the game ends, Devils After Dark. Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal and I will, what we will be doing, recapping the game that was. So that's the programming note. We'll report Game Day Live, State of the Fan address during the game, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. And after the game, Devils After Dark with Scotty of SiriusXM. Yeah, that's Scotty. Corridors and covers on Liquid Metal. If you have SiriusXM. If you don't and you want to hear Scotty, subscribe. Speaking of subscribing, go to our YouTube page, channel. Subscribe to Let's Go Devils channel. Facebook. We're on Facebook Live. At Let's Go Devils Podcast. And on Twitter, at Let's Go Devils Pod. Twitch, at Let's Go Devils Podcast. All right, here we go. Nate Milbank, your thoughts on those atrocious new Leafs uniforms? Well, let me tell you something. I'll tell you something. Justin Bieber has no business designing hockey jerseys, just like Marty Brodeur. And I got to tell you something. This is my opinion, and I don't want to, sway your opinion. I don't want to use this buzzword, but I don't want to be an influencer on you. But just when I thought that, in my opinion, the Devils' third jersey may have been one of the worst jersey designs of all time, I think the Toronto Maple Leafs has hit a new low in that department with these alternate jerseys, whatnot. I don't understand it. There is too much of this, the story behind making this. Yeah, it's cute, Justin Bieber. It may be cute to you that, the meaning behind it, the artistry behind it. But you know what? Nobody really cares. It sucks. I don't know. It just sucks. I don't get it. I don't get it. I am a simple guy, okay? I looked at a car today by chance. I'm going to pull it up. I know this is kind of hack, but I'm going to pull it up. I was looking at this car today, and it was such a simple car. And it's like, look how small that car is. It's just amazing, right? It's just a simple car, whatever. And it's like, why can't they make things so simple nowadays? Why do people have to overthink it? right? And this is the dash, just a very simple dash. If you're watching the live video stream, I know you can't watch it, by driving when you're downloading the podcast. But yeah, and I'll tell you, the young beef is coming up for the New Jersey Devils. Coming over the wire about a few hours ago, Devils tweeted out, "We have recalled Kevin Ball and AJ Greer from Utica." Some, I guess, old beef coming out. Christian Yaros has been placed on unconditional waivers for the purpose of terminating his contract. Not good. But hey, I love beef. The thing about beef is, Tom Fitzgerald has said a couple days ago in his presser that he wants a team commitment to defense. I love defense, and you can't have defense without beef, in my opinion. Beef, meaning a defense that is hard to go through. Some of the physical specimen that the Devils have on defense, you've got Dougie Hamilton, 6'4", 6'5", Ryan Graves, 6'5", Kevin Ball, I don't know, I think he's taller than both of them. Plus tall goaltenders like Nico Dawes, Mackenzie Blackwood, even John Gillies is a pretty big boy that he is. A lot of beef, in front of the Devil's net. And you know what? There should be a commitment to beef. There should be a commitment to clogging up the passing lanes on defense. There's a commitment to the NFZ, the no fun zone, where Ryan Graves, I believe, got caught out of position in the first period. Bryce Salvador, meow meow, said during the first intermission, Ryan Graves making up for it by starting the fire when the Devils blitzed the New York Rangers yesterday in that fine game at Prudential Center, where in the beginning, like myself, like you, Devils fans, we were a little nauseous, let's just say, after the first period. But the quick striking Devils strike again. Nico Dawes, the comeback kid that he is, down 2-0, no problem. We'll just win 7-4. I'll hold down the fort while you guys get your acts together. It was a good victory yesterday because Lindy Ruff, the Devils head coach, Lindy Ruff, who some of you would love to have fired, earlier in the season. I changed my mind. I was one of those people that wanted him gone, kind of subconsciously. But I'm seeing that Lindy Ruff is being patient and he's pushing the right buttons. Notice it was a different team after the first period against the New York Rangers yesterday. 5 unanswered goal against a goaltender that's having a Hart Trophy, Vezina type year, Igor Shesterkin. The Igor chants should have been raining down yesterday at the Rock. And 2 goals by Jack Hughes in the third period. Not a bad game. And all the talk about Capo Caco versus Jack Hughes, there's no competition here. And let me tell you something, my friends. Let me tell you something about the rival, the New York Rangers. And we talked about this many times here on the Woo Report, Devils After Dark, State of the Fan Address, Game Day Live, and the Let's Go Devils podcast Sunday edition. We've talked about this. And what did we talk about? I think Tom Wilson really did a number on the New York Rangers because after that incident with Panarin, after that incident, the Rangers started to beef up. They fired their coaching staff. They fired upper management. They put Chris Drury in, to his credit. The Rangers hired Gerard Gallant. That's what he wants to call us to call him. Gerard Gallant, not Gallant. Gerard Gallant, not Gallant. He wants to be an ant. It's kind of like aunt and aunt. Your aunt Matilda or Aunt Matilda. He wants to be called Gerard Gallant, like an ant. So we'll call him Gerard Gallant. Is a veteran. He's a coach with veterans, and this is a young team that was, sent that letter to the season ticket holders of the New York Rangers. Oh, we're going to rebuild, and then they blew it all up. And then really the truth is coming out that Shesterkin really kept the entire team in it. It's fool's gold over the river with the New York Rangers. Because basically, kind of like what the Devils had with Taylor Hall in his Hart Trophy season, it was fool's gold, and the Rangers are not as good as what their record says at the moment. Yes, you should give them credit for a fine season, but this is not something that's sustainable when your goaltender has to play lights out game in and game out. And you look at what they did. They brought in the beef. They didn't want to be pushed around. But guess what? Alexis Lafreniere, I don't care, and Capo Caco, where are they now compared to Nico Hischier and Jack Hughes? Think about it, Devils fans. Think about it for just 1 second. Where are the Rangers right now with Capo Caco and Alexis Lafreniere, I don't care, versus Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier? It's amazing what 4 months has done. Right now, the Rangers are getting instant gratification for their overreaction of the Tom Wilson incident, where they basically changed the entire organization philosophy, fired John Davidson, fired David Quinn, they were a little scary as far as I'm concerned when they started to rebuild because they were doing everything the right way till somebody lost their temper. And you know what I have to say to that? You're stupid. And right now, the growing pains that us Devils fans, like myself, like you, the Devils fans, had to endure, let me tell you this. It's all going to pay off in the end. 2025 will be here soon enough. And I do believe what Tom Fitzgerald has said because I see the vision now that I couldn't see before. The lens was not focused, but now the team is focused. And you saw that last night where, hey, we had a bad start, not a problem. Let's fix it. And you see the quick striking team that they are. 5 unanswered goals against a Vezina Trophy, Hart Trophy candidate, some would say. And that's not sustainable from the Rangers' end. But the Devils, now they're bringing up some beef. This is an evaluation period. And as time goes along, I think I know the Devils, are building the foundation the right way. Yes, there are a couple times where they had to ripped down a couple cinder blocks and had to rebar the rebar. But they're building that foundation the right way so it is sustainable. Don't fall into the instant gratification what the New York Rangers have done to themselves. Lafreniere, I don't care. Nobody's going to give more than a fourth-round pick by the time he gets shipped off, unless somebody's stupid. Because right now, the Rangers have no leverage right now. The longer this goes, that if he doesn't develop, Kapokako doesn't develop, heck, I think Jesper Bratt, I don't have the stats in front of me. I bet you he has more points alone than those two players that are on a winning team, the New York Rangers. Right now, the record makes me look like a fool right now by saying it. But long term, and when I say long term, I'm talking 1 to 2 years from now and beyond, the Devils are doing things the right way. So be patient, because Lindy Ruff is now starting to press the right buttons. And last night was a great example. They even scored 2, Jack Hughes, past Georgiev, or Georgie V is what my wife would call him. And I'll tell you, great game yesterday. Hopefully that they can continue that against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Those jerseys are ugly by Justin Bieber. Remember, it was Justin Bieber that stepped on the Devils logo during the 2012 Stanley Cup Finals. And guess what happened? We haven't won a playoff series since then. So get Bieber out of New Jersey. Let's just cleanse ourselves from the Biebs. The only Bieber I liked was my former season ticket rep, Andy Bieber. She was pretty cool. I don't know if any of you've had her. Nice girl. Moved on from the Devils. Has a nice career ahead of her. But yeah, Kevin Ball, let's see what this kid's got. This is evaluation period. What I like about this evaluation period, it appears that everybody is looking for to keep their job for next year. And, and also take a look at PK Subban, what he's done. And it'd be amazing if PK would want to stay here. And that will tell you something, because Damon Severson said the right things the other day. There's something special about this team. But I think what makes it more frustrating is we want a better record like what the Rangers have right now. But don't let that fool's gold fool you, my friends. Because it's all going to collapse in 2 to 3 years from now. And in typical New York Rangers fashion, what they do is they load up into salary cap hell and wait for the next collective bargaining agreement to expire. And then there's a lockout, and there's back and forth, and then there's always these buyouts of these contracts. Remember the Wade Redding contract? Remember that one? Remember all the contracts that they had to unload back in 2005 because they get a pass? And I think eventually the Rangers will put themselves in salary cap hell, and the Devils right now need to really make some sharp moves, because they're now starting to pay next season Jack Hughes' big contract, which comes at a discount, my friends. Could be one of the best deals of all time at the rate he's going right now. So a lot of positive things. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Game Day Live at 6 p.m. Eastern. Dropping this podcast on your afternoon commute in about 10, 20 minutes. But I want to thank everybody. Keep it here, 6 p.m. Eastern. Game Day Live, Vinny Parisi and I will preview the game. The Devils take on Toronto. During the game, 8 p.m. Eastern, State of the Fan address, Nick Villano, pucksandpitchforks.com, editor-in-chief, and I will just talk some hockey during the game. And Devils After Dark, Scotty of SiriusXM, Liquid Metal, and I will recap the game that was. Keep it here. Keep it real. Let me tell you something. This is a quadruple header Let's Go Devils podcast Wednesday. Don't waste it. Download, subscribe to all of our social media channels, our podcast page on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart app, Amazon Music Prime, Audible. You know it. I know it. Love it. See you at 6 p.m. Eastern. This is the Woo Report. Till next time, let's go Devils.